So thanks for being here. I really appreciate it. When you're ready, go ahead and lay down on the back and we'll get started on the back in a centering meditation in Superbadakonasana, if that feels good on your back today. So you bring the soles of feet together, let your knees splay open and palms face up alongside the body. And we're gonna arrive here in your practice today, in your body. Take some time to notice how your back and hips feel in this position. Might be too much for you today, and if so, give yourself that permission to step your feet on the ground or extend your legs out if you need to, so that you feel able to stay still for a while. Or you could put blocks beneath your outer thighs if that helped ease any discomfort. So as you close your eyes and relax the brow line, eyebrows, the lower jaw softens so the teeth are really spacious. You feel the support of the floor underneath your back and the back body resting, back of the head, back of the ribs, the lower back sacral plane. Start to tune into the flow of your breath today and its natural rhythm. Anytime your mind wanders off or gets distracted, guide your focus back to the breath, back to the moment. Let's take the right hand and rest it on your chest, and the left hand will place just below the belly button. And you feel that connection of the hands to the body, receiving that warm energy from your own hands and offering to self anything that you need today, any qualities you want to cultivate, like strength or peace, ease, any qualities that come to mind. And as you deepen the breath a little more, you feel the expansion of the belly up and out. And as you exhale, the belly moves back toward the spine, hollowing toward the spine on the exhale. Continue to elongate the breath so there's a spacious and full quality to the inhale. And the exhale empties out maybe a little bit more. Set your intention for practice today. What do you want to cultivate here in this practice? Then very slowly on your next inhale, you're going to stretch the arms overhead right up alongside the ears, reaching the arms up, taking an inhale. And as you exhale, bring the hands down through heart center, and you're going to squeeze the knees in and step your feet on the floor. So the feet are on the floor, hip width distance apart. Bring your thumbs to connect with the center of your chest. Give the palms a nice press so there's a firm connection between the palms and the fingertips. And then press down through the feet and start to lift the hips and pelvis, any amount, keeping the knees hugging in, keeping the palms pressing. Reach your arms overhead. You're feeling this massage on the tops of the shoulders. As you reach the arms overhead, we're going to inhale, lengthen the tailbone forward between the knees, and then exhale, start to melt the spine down slowly and bring the hands down through heart center with the thumbs grazing down to the sternum. And when the lower back rests, press through your left foot and hug your right knee in towards your body. Hands can be in the knee crease or the front of the shin, and we're going to hug and squeeze that right thigh toward you. If you feel open and it's available, you can extend your left leg out straight and long on the ground to deepen that elongation of the inner thighs. The left inner thigh wrapping toward the ground, the feet are flexed. Good. And then extend the right sole of the foot toward the ceiling. Hands are behind the thigh bone or the calf. And you're gonna start to bend your right knee a little more and start to use your hands behind your hamstring to bring that right thigh a little more toward your body. And you're gonna resist the hamstring into the hands a little bit and keep lengthening that right sitting bone away from your shoulder. So you feel not only this elongation in the back of the hamstring, but a little bit of muscular engagement in the back of that hamstring. Point and flex a couple times through the right foot. Good. And then you're gonna step your left foot onto the ground and cross your right leg over on top. We're gonna go toward a twist. So that right leg is gonna go all the way over on top on the left. Open your arms out to a T, and then let the knees fall over to the left, whatever degree, with that right inner knee moving toward the ground. Or you could rest that right inner knee on a block if that felt more supportive. The right shoulder blade melts in toward the heart, and you can look over to your right hand and breathe there in that twist. When you exhale, you emphasize the drawing of the belly toward the spine, and it starts to wake up the digestion, generate some blood flow, waking up the lungs. And then look down toward your knees and squeeze your knees back in toward center and uncross and come into full happy baby. Elbows on insides of knees, hands are on the ankles or the feet, soles of feet are facing the sky. You can gently rock there side to side. Massage your back on the ground, the broad lower back. And then we're gonna keep the feet flexed in the same position of happy baby and interlace your hands back behind the head. Point your elbows toward the sky and use your hands to scoop your head off the ground, look toward your tail. And we're gonna exhale, hook the tail toward your body a little more, and then inhale, release your heels forward a little and open your elbows out to the ground. We're gonna move in and out of this a couple times, just waking up the core. So it's an inhale as you open the elbows, and then it's an exhale to come into this crunch. Elbows point toward the sky, tailbone hooks toward the body. And let's do 2 more. Inhale, open. Exhale, curl in. Inhale, open. And exhale, curl in. Good, and then inhale, open into a cactus. Bring your soles of feet together. Let your knees splay open into that Badaquan Asana. Reach the arms overhead. Give the palms a press. And then as you bring the hands through heart center, squeeze your knees together. Step your feet onto the ground. Feel the feet connect and feel that right foot press as you hug the left knee in and squeeze the left thigh towards you. Hands in the knee crease or in front of the shin. And you can slide your right leg out straight if that's available. Right inner thigh wrapping down. Good. That right inner thigh spiraling down toward the floor. And then extend the left sole of the foot up toward the sky with the hands behind the thigh bone or the calf for a moment. And then you start to bend through that left knee a little more. So you're bringing the top of the knee a little more toward the front of your left chest. And then your hands are going to come behind the hamstring. Open your elbows out. And as you gather that leg toward your body, you resist the hamstring into the hands a little bit. So you feel a little bit of muscle engagement in the hip and in the back of the hamstring. You can have some awareness in the right gluteal muscle. So you engage your right butt muscle a little bit and lengthen the left sitting bone away from your face. We're going to point and flex a few times through that left foot. And relax a little bit more across the collarbones and in the shoulder joints. And then we're going to slide and step that right foot on the ground and go ahead and cross that left leg over on top and open the arms out to a T and allow the knees to move over and down to the right. The left inner thigh and the inner knee are moving toward the ground, whatever degree. And you can spill your gaze to look left if that feels okay on your neck. And we're breathing there in that twist. Expansive inhales in the belly and full exhales, hug the belly toward the spine. Good. We're in this process of waking up in the spine, the lower body, and the hips. And then we're going to squeeze the knees back into center, uncross, take another full happy baby pose to even out the hips. Your hands can be on the ankles or on the feet. And the soles of feet are facing the sky. And rock side to side. As you rock to the right, you may extend your right leg out a little bit towards street. And the right toes start to come toward the ground a little bit. And then coming back to your happy baby, rock to the left, extend the left leg a little more straight, and the toes may touch. And you do that a couple times. And then when you rock over to the right, you can roll all the way over onto your right hand side, stretch your right arm up alongside the ear, rest here in the fetal position for a moment, remembering your intention for practice. And then when you're ready, slowly make your way on up to a comfortable cross-legged seat, finding your way up into a comfortable cross-legged Sukhasana in your own time. We're gonna rest our hands on tops of the knees. And you can wag your elbows in and out a couple times, like wings. So you're just really loosening up in the shoulders. And as you relax the elbows, roll the shoulders up and then roll them down. And do that a couple times, shoulders up and shoulders down and shoulders up and shoulders down. And with the shoulders relaxing down, reach the arms overhead. Inhale, stretching up through the fingers. Exhale, bring the hands down through heart center. We're bringing thumbs to the center of the chest. Let's pause here and we're gonna honor each other and this practice, and we're connecting together through the sound of one Om on the exhale. Om. Opening your eyes, we're gonna come into an active extended child's pose with the toes curled underneath. You're gonna send your hips back toward the heels, walk your hands forward as much as you can, and then let the chin come toward your chest. The first fingers are parallel with each other. You can always peek forward and check. Pads of fingers are gripping, and we're gonna look toward the tail and just feel this length from the pinkies all the way through the hip creases, and then lift your belly up. On the inhale, wave forward toward a modified plank and look forward, and then exhale, gather the belly and press back. We're gonna do that a few times. Inhale, coming forward. A little more challenge would be to bend the elbows in toward the ribs and take a micro Chaturanga, and then press back toward the active child. So you have options. Inhale, come forward, arms can stay straight, or you take the micro Chaturanga, press back. We're gonna do one more. Inhale, coming forward. Come down a little, and then hips back. Lift your knees and come on up toward your first downward dog when you're ready for that first downward dog of this practice. You can pedal your feet and start to wake up the backs of your legs a little more. Keep rooting down through the index fingers. Good. And then you're gonna start to continue to pedal the feet, but start to walk the feet forward in between your hands, all the way forward in between your thumbs. When you get there, hands are on the front of the shins or the ankles. Inhale, lift up, lengthen, look forward. And then exhale, fold. And we'll stay in the fold for a moment. And let's go ahead and hook the thumbs in your elbow creases. You're gonna hang in ragdoll and sway side to side. Explore the connection of your feet on the ground, spreading through the toes. Feel the balls of feet, the pinky toe sides of the feet, the inner and outer heels, connecting to the earth. And then we're rooting through the feet. We're gonna drop the tail, gather the belly, slowly come on up, reach the arms overhead. Inhale, exhale, bring the hands down through heart center. And then release the arms alongside the body, fingertips stretch towards your outer heels. Now you're gonna reach your right arm up and overhead and reach your right fingertips over to the left. And your left hand can stay on the hamstring, or the hand can slide around onto the sacrum, and you swipe it toward your right hip point, and you can peek down toward that left baby toe. And you're breathing there in that side bend. Good. And then grounding through the feet, inhale, reach both arms up, give the palms a press. And then take your right arm down, stretch your left arm up and over. You can peek down toward your left baby toe, or your right baby toe rather. You can slide your right hand around toward your left hip point. And then on the inhale, reach up, give the palms a press. Keep pressing the palms and then neutralize your chin so you're looking straight ahead. Then raise your heels, come up onto tiptoes, challenging the balance in the ankles. And we're gonna inhale, lift up through the fingers. As you exhale, bend the knees, bring the hands through heart center, release your hands down to the floor or blocks, and we're gonna step the left foot back into runner's lunge. You can always use blocks under the hands here. The right knee is over the heel. We're gonna lift the center of the chest, look forward. Touch your left knee down, take the top of your left foot flat, press through the top of your left foot, drop the tail, stretch the arms overhead, crescent lunge, Untitled Asana. You spread the toes on your right foot, and then interlace the hands, take the hands back behind your head, elbows in, center of elbows up toward the sky. Inhale, look up. Exhale, belly in, release your hands to frame the front foot. You're gonna tuck the back toes under, lift the left thigh, plant your palms, lift your hips, slide your right foot back into downward dog, or you can slide your right leg right up into three-legged dog if that feels good. And we're gonna glide our way into a plank pose. Soft elbows, gather the belly. You can bring your knees down and hug the elbows in, make your way onto the belly. Take your feet flat, zip your feet together, and we're gonna stretch the arms straight back, thumbs down, root through the pelvis. Inhale, everything else lifts up into Shalabhasana, Locust pose. These two hip points roll down toward the earth. Inner thighs are rolling in and down. Inhale, expand the belly and the floor. Exhale, release, palms under the elbows, tuck your toes, press your way on back toward downward dog. However you get there, you can always pause through child's pose if needed. And then pedal the feet. Deeply bending one knee and then the other and looking for that length in the lower back. Good, and keeping the sitting bones up toward the sky, just gonna pedal the feet and walk your feet forward, all the way forward in between the hands. And inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold, hook the thumbs in the opposite elbows, the ones that you don't normally want to, and then let the head go and hang and sway a little bit there. That ragdoll pose, letting the belly melt down over the thighs and allowing the crown of the head to spill toward the floor. You always come back to the breath and a sense of steadiness and ease in your effort. Good. And then drop the tail, press through the feet. Inhale, reach the arms forward and up, reaching up, reaching up. Exhale, bring the hands down through heart center. Take your hands to your hips, shift into your right foot, and you're gonna lift your left foot off the ground and just take a moment to balance. If it's available, you can take your hands in front of that left shin and hug the left thigh up toward your body. And then slowly you're gonna replace your left foot down. Take your hands to your hips. We'll do the other side, rooting through your left foot. You start to lift your right foot. That's a fine place to stay. Or you lift the foot a little more and hands in front of the shin. And you start to squeeze that right thigh toward your rib. And then slowly release your right foot down. Look down, see the feet are nice and equal. And then inhale, stretch the arms overhead. Give the palms a press. Neutralize your gaze, lift your heels, come up to tiptoes. Keep containing the ribs into center and dangling your tail toward the floor. And you're gonna inhale, lift up through the fingers. Exhale, hands through heart center. Bend your knees, release your hands down to the floor or to blocks, let your head go. And then we're gonna step the opposite foot back, right foot back. Left knee is over the heel, belly is lifting. Lift your chest, lift your gaze forward. Touch your right knee down, lay the top of your right foot flat, and then swing your arms forward and up. Keep knitting the ribs in toward the center midline and interlace the non-habitual finger. Hands are coming behind the head. Hug the elbows in. Inhale, lift the center elbows, look up. Exhale, belly in. Hands are gonna frame the front foot. Tuck the back toes. Lift your right thigh, and you're gonna slide that left leg back to downward dog or right up into three-legged dog if that felt good. Inner thighs are drawing in as you glide forward into plank. Bring your knees down, lower all the way onto the belly. As you come onto the belly, take your feet flat, reach your arms back and coming into Locust Pose, or you can interlace the fingers and track the knuckles toward the back wall to get a little more broad and open across the chest. The center of the chest lengthens straight ahead. Inhale, fill the belly. Exhale, release. Palms under elbows, tuck the toes, press back toward active child's pose, hips to heels. And you bring the belly down toward the legs. You're gonna come up onto tented fingers, Hasta Bandha. So you feel that center of the palm lifting up toward the underarm. Lift your belly, start to walk your hands over to the right. So you really let that right side rib kind of squeeze out and you peek back toward your right heel. You breathe along the left side. Full breathing along that left side rib. And then lifting the belly, walk the hands back to center, walk your hands to the left. Feel that squeezing out of the left side and the breath filling in that right side rib, lower back. Good, and then walk the hands back to center. Tented fingers, you're gonna lift the belly and slide that right foot in between the hands. The right knee is over the heel. Stretch your left fingertips forward. Take your left fingertips a little wider and then plant your left hand and slide your right hand around onto your sacrum. You can swipe your hand left toward the hip point and look around toward your right hip crease. Keep pushing through the ball of that left foot. Inhale, exhale, release your right hand down. Hands are framing that front foot on the floor or blocks. We're gonna lift the left thigh up into the body, spin your left heel down. You keep wrapping this right sitting bone under the pelvis. We're gonna open up that left arm to a T. If it's too intense with your hand on the block, you could always lift up and have your forearm on top of the thigh bone, your right forearm on the thigh bone instead. You can have your right hand on the floor or a block is great. So make a nice T shape, open wingspan. Left outer foot presses. Inhale, look up at the hand in the air. Exhale, release your left hand down. Swing your left heel over the toes. We're gonna drop the left knee underneath your hip. We're gonna extend the right leg straight back. Palms on the ground. Hover your right heel if you can. Good. So you awaken this gluteal, the right gluteal. Look forward, inhale, lift the right heel. Exhale, knee to nose, point the toe around the spine, really exhale out here. And then inhale, extend back, flex, exhale, round, point. Inhale, flex, look up, exhale, round. Hoist that right foot between the hands. Press through the right foot and you start to lift the left knee and step forward toward the top of your mat. And you're gonna fold and take your hands onto your sacrum, or if it feels okay, you can interlace the hands, interlace the fingers and let the arms peel away from the back. And let a little exhale out your mouth. Good. You feel the weight shift into the heels. We're gonna heavy the tail. Start to come on up. The arms are laying along your back. Gather the ribs, come all the way up. Keep the hands interlaced. Pull the arms away from the back and start to create a little bit of a back bend. Knuckles tracking toward the heels. Belly is drawing in. Sternum is lifting up. We're gonna inhale, open the eyes wide, look up. Exhale, bend your knees quite a bit. Bring your hands down to the floor. We're gonna step back lightly into a plank pose. We're gonna come all the way down onto the belly. Once you come onto the belly, take your feet flat. Reach your arms back, thumbs down. We're gonna take Locust Pose or interlace the non-habitual finger and track the knuckles toward the back wall, Shalabhasana. Soft corners of the mouth, breath filling the belly. One more inhale, exhale, release. Your palms are under the elbows. You're gonna tuck your toes and very gently press back toward active child's pose, containing the ribs in, chin toward chest. And maybe the forehead will rest on the floor for a moment as you pause at the end of the exhale. So we're gonna take that same twist Extended side angle sequence. When you're ready, you lift the belly, tented fingers. You're going to hoist the left foot between the hands. You're going to take your right hand forward as far as you can, and then take your right hand a little wider. Plant the palm, plant the right palm. Swing your left hand around onto the sacrum and swipe it right. And you allow that right hip point to drop toward the ground as you peek back toward your left hip crease and breathe into that twist. Kind of emphasizing a little more that exhale. Good. And then release your left hand down. Your hands are going to frame that front foot. Lift your right thigh, spin your right heel down. It's about heel to heel alignment. And your left hand's on the floor or a block at the highest height. And you open your right arm up to a T for that version of extended side angle. Breathe there, hold. Nice line from crown to tail. One more inhale breath, looking up at the hand in the air. And then exhale, slowly release your right hand down, lift your right heel over the toes. We're gonna drop the right knee down under the hip. So it's not a really deep, long lunge. The right knee is under the hip. Then you're gonna slide your left leg back. Toes can be curled under. Plant your palms and hover your heel, your left heel, any amount. And we're gonna inhale, look forward or up. And then exhale, you're gonna point the toe, press through the palms, gather the knee toward your face. That's an exhale. Let's do a couple of those. Inhale, extend back. Look forward, exhale, press and round. Nice strong arms. Inhale, extend back. And exhale, round. And you can come up onto your tented fingers to help hoist that left foot right between the hands. You're gonna press through your left foot, hover the right knee and step forward. And then go ahead and come right on up. Take your hands onto your lower back. Hands are in imaginary back pockets. And you're gonna start to lift up the center chest. And take a very, very gentle upper back bend. Pressing the hands into imaginary back pockets. Good, we're gonna inhale, lift the center chest. And then exhale, keep pressing on your back and contain the belly. And slowly you're gonna fold. And you're gonna keep your hands just resting right on that back as the head hangs, or interlace the non-habitual finger and let the arms peel away. Just let that nice exhale out your mouth. Good. Good, now we're gonna bend the knees, shift into your left foot. And if you can keep your hands where they are as you come to step the right foot back, that's great. Or you can have your hands on the floor or blocks. We're gonna step the right foot back into a warrior two stance, heel to heel alignment. And as you're ready, go ahead and lift up and extend the arms out into Virabhadrasana 2. We're gazing over the left fingers. Good. We're spreading the toes and just feeling sturdy in the feet. Good. Rotate the palms up and rotate the palms down. Rotate palms up. Rotate palms down. Rotate palms up, straighten the front leg and reach the arms all the way up on the inhale. Look up at the hands. Exhale, release to warrior two. And then turn your left palm up, reverse warrior. Right hand to right thigh. Left arm reaches up and over. Spin your gaze up toward the hand in the air. We're gonna inhale. Exhale, take your left forearm to the top of the thigh bone, palm facing up. Swing your right arm up alongside the ear. And we'll take this extended side angle with that right arm reaching forward, up alongside the ear. The right bicep squeezes toward the ear. Press into the outside edges of the feet. And you can look at the open left hand. Good. And then you're gonna reach the right fingertips forward, forward, forward. Release your hands down to frame that front foot. You're gonna straighten the left leg and start to pivot the left toes in and the left heel out. Walk your hands in between your feet, coming into your wide-legged Prasarita. As you inhale, lift your belly, look forward. And then exhale, we're gonna fold and walk your hands in between your heels. Any amount, let the head go. You can just stay stationary or you can sway a little bit, the hips to the right, back to center and to the left. Explore how that feels, or if that doesn't feel good, stay in the center and breathe. 2 or 3 breaths. Restorative Shavasana. The back of the head's releasing down. So we're gonna look toward your left foot. Start to walk your hands toward your left foot. Turn your left toes to point straight ahead. Swing your right heel over the toes and step back to plank pose. You can always come into tabletop pose if plank pose feels too much. Nice and strong. Lift the back of the head. You can either come to the knees to modify or lower down, Chaturanga, coming onto your belly. Take your feet flat. Drag your palms into the ground for a cobra pose on the inhale. And then lower your chest. Tuck the toes. We're going to slide our way back toward a downward dog. If downward dog doesn't feel good, you can find that child's pose instead or tabletop. Stay in down dog. Letting the head shake out a little bit. The inner thighs are spiraling up toward the sky. Good. Good. And then raise the heels high, come right up on your tiptoes. And then you're gonna walk the feet forward again, right toward the top of your mat. And then root through the feet. You can bend your knees, press through the feet, come all the way up to stand. Now open your arms out to a T. Extend your fingertips out toward either wall. And we're gonna inhale, lift the palms toward the sky, look up. When you exhale, you're gonna wrap your right arm on top of the left, give a hug. Inch your fingertips around for the side ribs, or even toward the edges of the scapula, lower down toward the lower tips of the shoulder blades. Now, as you inhale, lift the elbows, look up. Exhale, we're gonna draw the belly in and come forward a little bit, look down. Let's move through that flow a couple times. Inhale, lift, look up. Exhale, bend, look down. Inhale, lift, looking up. Exhale, bend. And then inhale, open out to a T, palms up. Exhale, take your left arm on top, gather in. Maybe you can fold a little more. Inhale, straighten, kind of waving the spine, looking up. And then exhale, bend. Good. And then inhale up, last time. Exhale, we're gonna release and swing your hands around, press on your lower back, start to fold. And then we're gonna shift into the right foot, step your left foot back, spin your left heel down. You can press on your sacrum to drop the tail, slowly come on up. Find warrior 2. Good, nice and strong. Spreading the baby toes. Good. Feeling the side ribs lift and buoyant. And then you're gonna turn your palms up, straighten the front leg, reach the arms up, and then exhale, bend into warrior 2. Turn your right palm up, reverse warrior, left hand to left thigh, right arm reaches up and over. Move your right cheek toward the bicep. Yeah. Look up at the hand in the air for an inhale. And then when you exhale, right forearm to thigh bone, palm facing up. Swing your left arm up alongside the ear. Keep pushing to the outside edge of your left foot. And you can take your drishti, your focus, into that open right palm. Sometimes you can imagine a third eye right in the center of that right palm. It connects to your heart, connects to your belly, and it connects to the center of your left heel. Then you're gonna reach your left fingertips forward, release your hands to frame that right foot. Now start to straighten your right leg and turn your right toes in, your right heel out. Walk your hands in between your feet. Outer heels press on the inhale, lift up, look forward. Exhale, go ahead and fold. Walk your hands in between your heels. Let your head go. And option, hands on the ground or hands around the outer ankles. And we're letting the center crown of the head descend down toward the earth, any degree. Badaquan Asana. We'll find that inhale into the belly. And you can exhale, let it out with a sigh. Good. Very nice. Anything you want to let go of, let it roll off your back toward the earth. The earth absorbs it away. Very good. And now we're going to start to lift up the belly, look toward your right foot, start to walk your hands towards your right foot, and you're going to turn your right toes to point straight forward. Swing your left heel over the toes. The hips lift up. You step back toward plank. Good. Bring your knees down into tabletop. We're going to kick the left toes out a couple degrees, like a little kickstand. Yeah. And then you're going to spin your outer right heel down, and you're going to swoop your right arm forward and peel the belly, the ribs, the chest up toward the sky for this variation on Ardha. Nice, strong, straight left arm. Center of that right heel connecting. Good. And start to circulate that right arm a couple times in space. It's nice and slow circulation. See how that right shoulder feels. Good. And then next time you extend your right arm up overhead, we're going to inhale and then exhale with control. Slowly return your way back to a tabletop position. And then you're going to kick your right toes out, press the outer left foot down. Same thing. The outer left heel is pressing. You're going to reach your left arm up. So we're getting this nice long opening along the left side seam. And if it feels okay on the shoulder, you can start to circulate a few times the arm in either direction. Keep a little micro bend in that right elbow so it doesn't hyperextend. You are accessing some of the musculature in the upper right arm. And then when your left arm comes up alongside the ear, inhale, reach the left fingers forward. Exhale, slowly come back into a tabletop. The knees are hip width. The big toes are going to touch. Turn your fingertips out toward the outside edges of the mat. And then round the spine. Really press into the base of the palms. Feel the belly gather toward the spine. Inhale, inhale into the back ribs. And then exhale, send the hips back. Take the knees very wide. You're going to inch your hands forward. Melt your heart, your forehead. Rest in child's pose, 2 or 3 breaths, letting the hips wriggle back toward the toes. Remembering your intention for practice today. Tuning into any sensations inside the body, the heart, the breath. Good. So from here, we're going to look between the hands. We're going to start to lift the belly, and we're going to slide the right knee forward a little wider than the right wrist. We're coming toward our pigeon pose. The right foot is flexed. And then you can inch your left knee back any amount. Slide the left leg out long to the baby toe. And then it's nice to kind of explore a little bit of a wagging of the tail from side to side, if and only if that feels okay. And then you can walk your hands to the right. Look over your right shoulder. Really let that left hip point move around toward your belly. And then walk the hands back to center. Walk them over to the left. Look around, see that that left big toe is in a nice line with the knee and the hip. You squeeze that left gluteal muscle a little bit. And then come back to center and gradually make your way down. The 2 hip points are rolling down toward the earth, and you're going to rest your brow line on your hands or on a block, anywhere that you can find a lot of softness in the neck and shoulders. And stay. You stay for a few breaths. Smooth, easy breathing. Nice line of connection from the nape of the neck down through the tip of the tail. Good. And then feeling the tail drop, start to lift the belly, coming up onto your palms. Plant the palms. The first fingers are parallel. You're going to tuck the back toes and inch that left knee forward. And we're going to unwind the right leg back. And you can either come into your tabletop and just wag it out, or you're going to come right up into downward dog in between these pigeon sequence. Good. If you're in down dog, we're going to come to plank, bring the knees down, and then come back toward child's. And then as you wave the heart forward, bring your left knee behind your left wrist, bring the left knee a little wider, and then lay your right leg long. So we're looking to descend this left sitting bone toward the floor, and you can wag the hips a little bit. And you're going to walk the hands to the left, look over your left shoulder. Good. And then walk your hands back to center. Walk them over to the right a little bit, look back behind, see that nice connection of the right baby toe to the outer knee to the hip. Squeeze that right gluteal. And then come back to center and bring your forearms to the ground or to your props. Find a place to rest that third eye center, the area between the eyebrows, on your hands or on the edge of a block. So we maintain a nice natural curve of the neck, and we relax all along the shoulders and the jaw and the eyes. We relax anywhere that feels really, really gripped up. And just tune into the breath. Good. So we feel the top of that right foot connect. Tailbone's going to drop. Gathering the belly, slowly coming up onto your fingertips or onto your palms. And then you're going to shift over into that outer left thigh and use your hand on your right leg to help guide it around. And we're going to swing both legs around and extend the legs out straight. Now take the fingertips back behind you, walk the hands back a little bit, and then we're going to bring the feet onto the floor, open the knees, and then bring the knees in. Draw the toes toward your knees, lift your heels and bring them out to the V shape a little bit, and then extend the legs out to a V. Good. And then turn your toes out away from each other. Bring the feet together back to Badaquan Asana. And then squeeze the knees in, bring your feet on the floor. Lift the toes, lift your heels, open your heels, and extend the legs out to a V. Good. And then turn your toes out so they kind of rotate out externally. And then bring the soles of feet together. Squeeze the knees in, put the feet on the floor, lift the toes, lift your heels. That turns your core on. Then open your heels and extend the legs out. We're gonna do one more, okay? Toes out, so you externally rotate these thighs, soles of feet together. Knees come in, press, lift the toes, soft elbows, lift the heels, open the heels and extend out. Now let's stay there and take the hands forward. And you can kind of shift from side to side. We're gonna walk the hands to the right, back to center, walk the hands to the left. So we're getting right across the midline. We've been working along the side seams of the body. Now we're going right across this midline, back and forth. Good. And then as you come back to center, toes point straight up, reach your arms up, inhale, look up, And then exhale, belly in. We're gonna come forward. Now, maybe you come forward just this much. Maybe you're able to walk forward a little more. Bring your elbows down. Wherever you're at, don't force. When you feel that seizing up of the psoas and of the inner thigh, you can just pause, ease out a little bit and breathe. Stay relaxed in the shoulders, and we'll pause for 2 or 3 breaths wherever you're at in that Badaquan, the wide-legged fold. Good. Take your hands to your outer thighs, and then use your hands to press like you're trying to roll your outer thighs toward the top of the thighs. So there's like a softness of that inner thigh. And you start to sit up, and then you're gonna lift the knees. You can use your hands under the legs to bring the feet in, bring your feet onto the floor, curl into the tightest little hug you can get. And this little seed, the eyes come toward the knees, and you breathe here. You breathe into any constriction. You inhale into the back body and the belly. The shoulders can creep up toward the ears a little bit as you inhale deep under those shoulder blades. And then as you exhale, you're going to open everything out, come down into the ground, find like this X, this big X on the ground. Like X marks the spot. And then just let go in that big open X for a couple of moments. We're going to inhale through the nose. Exhale, let it out. Inhale, nose. Exhale, just let it out. Good. Inhale, expanding. Exhale, releasing. With the toes kind of flopping open, you can start to glide the soles of the feet together into Badaquan Asana just for a moment. Soles of feet together, knees splay open. And then squeeze the knees in, step the feet onto the floor. So the feet are going to be on the floor, hip width distance. And we're going to bring the hands again to heart center, pressing the palms together. The thumbs connect to the center of the chest. Feel that firm connection of the palms together and the thumbs connecting to the center of the chest. The toes are spreading. You're going to press down through the feet. And as you inhale, start to lift up the hips, come toward this Superbadakona, a little bit of a bridge pose. And then keeping the palms in prayer, stretch the arms overhead, massaging that kind of back of the shoulder area into the ground. We're going to inhale, belly, ribs, chest. Exhale, release. And as you release, let the arms come out into a cactus shape, melting the upper back, the middle back, the lower back resting, and heel toe the feet mat width distance apart. Let the knees knock into touch. And then we're gonna let the arms come out to a T. Inhale, exhale, take the right arm on top of the left for a hug here in this constructive rest, and find a place the arms can rest in this kind of crisscross hug of your upper heart chakra. Let the head roll from side to side. Tune into the breath, and where is the breath flowing in the body? There's a connection from the center crown of the head down through the tail. You can let the arms unfurl out back to a T. Find an inhale. And as you exhale, cross the opposite arm on top for that hug. You can roll a little bit side to side in your upper body. Seeing if you can massage your ribs and that area between the shoulder blades a little bit into the ground. Yeah, good. You can start to windshield wiper the knees a little bit too, if that feels good, side to side. Coming back to the breath. Coming back to center, Hug the knees in, give a hug, give a squeeze. Take full happy baby pose. Elbows on insides of knees, hands are on the ankles or the feet, soles of feet face the sky. Wherever you're at, just taking a pause. Breathing, evening out. Good. And then release the soles of the feet up toward the sky. We'll take a little inversion in that L shape. Just letting the legs extend up. Rest your arms anywhere. They could be alongside the body or they could be up overhead. And we're going to circulate the toes around, rotate the feet around. Yeah. Nice soft ankles and knees. And then reach your fingertips up toward the toes and then use your core strength to lift your shoulders and your head and try to reach to touch the toes with your fingers and find an exhale and then slowly release your feet onto the floor. And feel your feet connect to the floor for a moment and then slide the legs out straight. We're gonna find our way into Restorative Shavasana for today. Take your time to find your way on the back and we'll meet in Shavasana. So you let all the movement you did just integrate. Get comfortable, clothing, socks, blankets. Let the floor support you as you surrender any effort in the physical body. And we're going to relax these lines of the body, the side seams, from your underarms all the way down through the outer ankles, from your ear canal all the way down through the outer ankles, from the crown of the head down through the tailbone. Let your jaw be soft so the lower jaw hangs open with the lips barely touching. And any lines of the face smooth away and soften away as you relax the expression into a softness. A lot of light and space in all the joints of the body. So as you breathe naturally, the prana, the life force, flows really freely through all the cells and all the organ systems and all the joints and the network of tissue throughout the body. Relaxing a little more than you already thought. Sharing a poem today, a Fee's poem, Waiting for Our Life to Make Sense. All day long you do this, and then even in your sleep, pan for gold. We are looking to find something to celebrate with great enthusiasm, wanting all our battles and toil and our life to make sense. I found it, I found it, I found it, a hermit once began to shout after having spent years in solitude meditating. Where? A young shepherd boy nearby asked. Where? And the hermit replied, it may take a while, but I will show you. For now, just sit near to me. All day long, we will do this with our movements and our thoughts. Pan for gold. We're tuning into a gratitude practice for this morning. Anything you have to be grateful for, anything simple or complex, anything small or large, or many things to celebrate that can help to fill up the wells inside. And it's a contentment practice, contentment with what is and the reality of all that is right now. You come back to your breath, the ever-present breath, bringing prana, connecting the prana within to the energy that flows in all of us. You start to gently wiggle fingers and toes, waking up sensation. And eventually the arms can reach overhead and you find a stretch, a reset, lengthening. And you take your time to make your way onto the side, either side. Take a pause, letting that side seam of the body stitch down to the earth. And with your intention in mind, make your way up and we'll meet together again in a comfortable seat. We're gonna sit upright for a moment. Feeling this lift from the hips to the underarms. Nice channel from crown to tail. Let's take the hands together, pressing the palms together in front of the heart center, the center of the sternum, the thumbs connect. We're gonna honor each other this practice and connect with the universal chant of 1 Om on the exhale. Om. The light in me honors the light in each of you. Namaste. Thank you very much. Thanks for practicing with me today. I really appreciate it. All my in-person, and Deb and Julie, Mindy, Michael,
Thanks,
Marissa.
Sarah.
Thank you, Marianne. Hi.
Sarah.
Thanks so much. Leah,
Thank
Stephanie,
you.
Laura, thanks for coming. Great to see everybody, and I hope you have a great day. I'll be here tomorrow, and well, I don't know about tomorrow with the weather, but I see my kids probably have a snow day or something, but figure it out. Saturday morning, I'll be here for sure.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank
Sarah.
you. See you
Thanks,
next.
Sarah.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you. Bye-bye.